I got recasted unexpectedly. This to put your arm on.
I'm about to be a free woman.
All right. So it doesn't do anything.
That's a strange sensation.
Oh, it is. Mm-hmm. All right, then I'll just stick this in here. And prise that open. I'm gonna get you to flip it back over. I'm gonna try and get in here and pry this one open.
I don't know how.
You get one side, you're determined to get another side that doesn't want to. Now flip it back over. Do a lot of rotating. It's just easier this way. Now when I take this off, your skin might look a little bit weird, like kind of maybe ashy. It may stink a little bit. That's normal. Don't worry. You doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is a rough part because I gotta try to weasel that pair of scissors in there. You ready to be free?
I am.
Free! Alright. I'm gonna pull and just slide your arm as best you can. Okay, just keep your arm on that pillow. Actually, let me dust it off if you'll lift your arm up because all that cast
It feels really weird.
There you go, hon. Alrighty, I'll let the girls in X-ray know that you're ready.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I really didn't think I was going to get recast.
I knew, because us being in this room, it was out of the ordinary. So why'd you choose green?
Because I told you I was going to ask them and then I
Lime green. Coming up.
I really never thought I'd break a bone later.
There you go.
Oh, I did. Back in the day, but I did.
I played softball for years and had all kinds of skating rink accidents and all kinds of things and never broke a bone. And then I fall on my way to the bathroom.
Yeah, back in the day, they just put mine on right there, and
Yeah.
as I remember it, I was a little girl. And that's the stuff that smells.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. But
This is soap.
Yeah, it smells and it causes issue with her last time. Wasn't too bad. I didn't have to epi, but we had to hide her arm in a pillowcase for quite some time.
Okay.
Thank you. I guess that's what just makes it stick.
No, it helps smooth it down.
Ah.
I think the stuff naturally sticks.
I got recasted unexpectedly.
I
Our plan didn't work, Shy. You want to tell them what the plan was?
What was the plan?
We canceled our appointment last week.
Oh, yeah.
In hopes that if we kept it on a week later ourselves,
That we wouldn't have to be recasted, and then I could just go straight to the brace.
it wasn't
Although that
nice.
wasn't our original plan necessarily. I was just too sick to make it to that appointment.
Yeah, but
After the Zantac fail. Or the IV Zantac fail. I don't know what I should do about the oral Zantac now that we have compounded. Should I just like do it? Or since all this happened today, should I not?
can't tell you what to do.
So today I'm frustrated because after last week's Zantac epic fail, the IV kind, because it had fillers and preservatives in the IV formula, I decided to get Zantac compounded at the pharmacy, the oral version, because I could get the fillers and preservatives taken out of it. So the pharmacist compounded it with my Elecare Junior feeding tube formula so that we know if I react to it, it's going to be because of the actual active drug and not the added ingredients. What I do is they put it in a capsule with the powder, and then I dump all the powder out, add water to it, and draw it up in a syringe, and I'll administer it through my J-tube. So a couple days ago, I started with a really, really tiny dose, and nothing happened immediately, but later on I got a pancreatitis flare-up. Now, I get pancreatitis rather frequently because when my mast cells are ticked off, they go straight to attack pancreas mode. That is just the impacted organ for me. I hadn't remembered the last time it had gotten quite that bad though. So I didn't know if it was related because that was the only change I had made that day. But it could have just been a random flare-up, you know? Because those happen too. So I waited until I was back to normal, and this morning I took the compounded Zantac again at a really, really tiny dose. Honestly, it was less than 5 milligrams. And I went on about my day, was doing my homework and all that jazz. And then I feel the pancreatitis come on again. So I'm really thinking that this is the culprit. I'm gonna wait again until I feel back to my normal, and I will try another tiny dose, and if it happens the third time, then I can totally count that out. And it is just really frustrating that I cannot find a darn H2 blocker that does not wreak havoc. I know with mast cell disease, medications can cause problems, but in turn, they make some better. But I just need to find one where the benefits outweigh the symptoms that it's causing. And the Pepcid seems to cause the least amount of issues IV, but that is still causing episodes of ventricular tachycardia when I'm running it, and you can't very well keep running it when you're going into VT. The Pepcid is the best because I can actually take a normal dose without complete chaos. But I can't go without it because I already tried that. And the IV, I only had 5 milligrams of the Zantac, and that obviously didn't, and that didn't work. I've got to try to find something else. Maybe I can get the Pepcid compounded orally to put through my feeding tube. So, I don't know what to do. It's just really frustrating because I have PTSD, I swear, from so many med trials gone wrong, and I just really never know if when I'm trialing a med, is it going to permanently make me worse, or is it going to cause a flare? You take your emergency meds, you are worse for a couple days, but then you get back to your baseline. Or is it going to cause a flare for months, but still eventually you get back to your baseline that you were prior to ever trialing that med? And so it's a toss-up because you never know what you're going to get. And I've had meds where I'm still not the same to this day from trialing them. So it takes a lot to build up the courage to try all these meds. And when you consistently get burned every time, it just makes you want to give up. And so it's like, what are you supposed to do? I wish I had a normal disease that there is medicine. Yes, you may get side effects, but it's not going to keep making you worse and worse and worse and in a downward spiral progression.
there are no good treatment options for myself. It's just really frustrating diagnosis to have. Not that any diagnosis is good, because it's definitely not, but with mast cell disease, it's like the world around you makes you worse. So, whereas if you have another disease and you want to try to go hang out with your family, then okay, like you can get past the dysautonomia part or the gastroparesis part, because you can sit in your wheelchair and try not to get up and just lay there, but physically being around your family isn't going to make you worse. But with mast cell disease, it's almost like you're allergic to people, because if they're wearing scents or any change of environment, you can't even try, because that's what makes you worse. Like case in point with the gastroparesis portion of it. I can get by with not eating. Yes, it sucks, but I could still sit down with my family while they're eating and engage in conversation. But with the mast cell disease added into it, you can't even sit down with your own family to talk to them while they're eating, because you're airborne reactive to their food. It's just really frustrating, and I hate to complain, because I know it could definitely be worse. I know it can be worse because I've been way sicker than I am right now before, but you just get moments like these inevitably with chronic illness that are just annoying and sad. I placed a lot of hope in this, and I don't know why, because like I said before, it's not like I have a very good track record with medications, but when you're about to trial something, there's always that little bit of hope that it'll help you get better and manage things. But on to the next one. On top of the med trial fails, there has been a tropical storm that's heading straight to South Carolina. So we've been getting like the residual rain from it. And when that happens, it sends my body crazy. So there's just been a lot of extra pain, and my GI tract won't quit burning, and I can't stay off the throne. And just not pleasant experience. And I'm just really praying that it will go away soon, and I'll get back to my baseline, because I've got another med to trial next week. I was vlogging while I was making feeds, or about to. But okay, so last night we left the lights on in the car, and then now the battery's dead, right?
And yeah, and the only car that we have going is the one that I won't get into.
Well, I can't get into it.
Yeah, he's charging.
What does that mean? That noise.
I don't know. I'm gonna go out and help him. I'll text you. What's that?
So, we don't even know what it is now. Wow. We're having bad luck with vehicles lately.
I love you. I'll be back.
I love you too. Have fun.
It's embarrassing. We're having some bad.
We have 3 vehicles, and just in the last week, 2 of them have been down. And now my car, well, it once was my car, now I think it's more my parents. It was a car I originally purchased to go drive back and forth to college while I was going to be living in the dorms, and it was pretty new. It's a 2015. So I'm not sure why it's all of a sudden going wacky on us, but hopefully we'll figure that out. And while I am already making feeds, I would like to talk about how much I hate these feed bags. I use the infinity pump, and these are the feed sets. The old set used to have a red tip that was fixed, but the company has since changed it. What is terrible about the purple kind is that it disconnects. When this is primed and it comes unattached, it gets formula everywhere. And I heard that the company changed the ends because nurses were getting the red caps confused with IV lines, and that's why they changed it so they can differentiate the two. But in my opinion, if you're stupid enough to confuse the two, then you don't need to be nursing to begin with.
I sent you a video of the drama. You had to totally disconnect a bunch of stuff.
So we don't even know what's wrong.
The battery's dead,
But
but
then-
the car thinks we're stealing it.
Oh, so that alarm was because it thought we were stealing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the regular beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
It's another beep that just doesn't shut up. It's
I've had tubes on and off since 2013, and I just figured out how to manually prime it. What you do, instead of hooking it up to the machine, you take your cassette and the longer portion right here, you push that out towards you. And while you're pushing that out, you squeeze the bag and it just goes woo. And you keep squeezing and it'll prime through pretty quickly. Well, it should. Anyways, that takes up so much less time rather than hooking it up to the machine and waiting 50 years. I love it. Okay, well, we're gonna go deal with our car catastrophe. I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.